Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Quick summary of the last video. So I'm in the process of writing my first novel, epic high fantasy novel, and I'm doing world building. And yeah, for more info on that, check the last video. Anyway, so let's continue. So yesterday wasn't the best day for me in regards of I didn't write, right? Because nothing, my brain wasn't cooperating with me. I don't know, I was just I tried writing, but it just felt wrong, sort of. And I was just okay, you know what, whatever, let's take a minute. And a minute became the whole day. And today I was freaking out a little because it felt like it was gonna be the same, but it wasn't. So about half an hour ago, something clicked within me and I was okay, time to write. And I started writing, and guys, I'm just so excited. Because okay, right now, the stage that I'm in is basically I'm doing sort of the timeline of things, right? Because I want to know where the world is at by the time I start writing the story itself, right? So that it feels old, and so that there's lore and world building and I don't know, rich history type thing. And so I'm writing, right, this block of text, and all of a sudden I go because there's this event that happens, right? And it kind of created, without wanting, it created a perfect plot line that could be an overarching plot line for the whole story and potentially other books if I write other books in this world. So I was suddenly what do you mean? I was whoa, I don't know. I mean, I have had this sort of happen before, right? But I don't know why I felt it much more intensely this time around. I felt that it the idea was so good that I just had this euphoric feeling. I'm gonna try to explain it. I'm a music producer as well. I started making music when I was 14 or 16 years old, and electronic music. And people that make music, there's a moment, right, in the process of creating the song where you just go wait, this song is a banger, you know what I mean? You just go play that again, you know what I mean? And that's what I felt right now. So I'm really excited and I'm really happy, and I can't wait to tell you guys more about this. But right now I'm gonna go back to writing because I don't want to lose the thread, if you will. So just wanted to give you guys this quick update, and I'll see you all soon. Hi everyone, happy Halloween. It's Halloween right now as I'm recording this, so happy Halloween. Man, I am so tired, I don't know why. Or rather than tired, I'm very sleepy. So I made myself some coffee. Today, I'm gonna be editing the first video, and I'm gonna go now because my eye is hurting. I don't know why. I'll be right back. Okay, so time to get it editing. Here's the video so far. It's a very basic timeline with just a couple of text stuff, and I haven't really done much, to be honest. Right now, what I'm dealing with is that I want to make a song. And why do I want to make a song, you might ask? Because I really just want to avoid everything regarding copyright infringement issues or whatever. And I do have a background in music production, so I'm just why not make a song? But the problem is that I've never done a song for this medium or for this specific type of thing, where it's oh, I'm scoring a video. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of song, what kind of sounds I should go for. I'll be back in a moment because I think I'm gonna start working in Logic Pro to make the song. All right, so what am I gonna do? I don't know, I have a lot of ideas, but I'm not sure any of them really match to what I'm trying to do. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this electric piano thing. I'm gonna make a quick chord progression here, just random notes. It's sounding moody, and I'm not liking that. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna redo this, but now I'm gonna do it by hand. Like, then we got. No, I'm gonna change, I think, the sound for piano. Just keeping the bass notes, if you will. Click all of them, bring them down an octave, and now I hear it back. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, it's clashing with the chord progression itself, so I think I'm gonna have to change it from the chord progression. I'm gonna make drums now. Okay, I'm not a fucking finger drummer, right? So bear with me, but let me make this 80 BPMs. And yeah, let's start making a drum pattern. I'm not convinced by the chord progression anymore, so I'm gonna redo it, starting with the bass. And up here we can do something like. There we go. Yeah, it's like a little small like fill. Softer. Okay, that's not the melody that I was going for, but it doesn't matter because I just got the notes at the right place. I just need to move them now. That was a song, and now I can actually get into the editing of the video itself, and I can use the song. The cool thing is, if I find any sort of issues with the song, for instance, like this song is maybe it has too much high end or whatever, and it's clashing with my voice or whatever, I can literally edit it without worry of any sort of repercussions because it's my song. So that gives me a lot of freedom, and it's also really just a lot of fun, In the end, I'm a really creative person, and doing creative work is just my jam totally, And I'll see you guys later after I've finished editing or as I'm editing. We'll see. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Hi everyone. Welcome to the summary section of this video. It's been a couple days since I recorded myself doing the song for the video and all that stuff, so yeah. But anyway, man, I really want to talk a lot about everything that has been building up behind the scenes, in regards to the story, but at the same time I feel like I want to keep some things sort of hidden, if you will, kind of hold them back a little bit, because I'm not gonna lie, I think that there might be a prequel story in what I'm about to tell you, but I will explore that later. For now, I will tell you some of the things that have been going on in the history of this world, which is, for those of you who maybe didn't see the first video, I was talking a little bit about how the world came to be, which was, by this goddess. She came, she cried on this world, her tears brought life, and then she started basically like fusing with this planet. And at some point, her magic and her power is so much that it's literally like breaking apart this world. So she creates gods to funnel this extra magic into, so that they basically act like containers a little bit. And then there is another god that she didn't mean to make, which is the dark god. This dark god is created because during this apocalyptic event, all this suffering and destruction gets mixed with this excess of magic, and he gets made. There's still no names for these gods yet, but I'll get to that at some point. But anyway, that is where we last left off. So here is the story of how the first age is coming to be. So you see, the gods, so far I think there are going to be 4 gods only. I don't think I'm going to go for a super vast pantheon of gods, because for what I want to do, I don't think it's really that necessary to go and create all sorts of gods, but for now there's 4 gods, and these gods, they are all gods of something, so there's I will say that there is a god of like wisdom, for instance, and a god of knowledge. I don't really want to get much in depth than that, but that's just to give you a taste of an idea of what these gods sort of are, so they have a sort of like a role, and so in the the great goddess's last moments, she basically tells these new gods, please protect what I made, protect what I created, and make sure that it doesn't all go to hell, basically. And so these gods are honestly quite benevolent, and they're trying to do their best. So they're guiding humanity. I don't know if I will add other non-human species into the mix yet, but whatever. That's not the point. The point is, these gods, they're helping humanity and whatnot. And at some point, while all this is happening, the dark god is growing, if you will. You see, this dark god. Actually, no, I'm getting out of myself. When the goddess, remember how in the first video I said that the world was this like irregular sphere? Well, she kind of fills up that space, right? And the point is that the dark god gets created basically in the entrails of the earth, if you will. So this god is living in like the darkest caves, it's just this really lonely, dark, desolate place, and he awakens in that place full of anger and fear and destruction within him, and he's trapped in these caves because they're like this labyrinth of cave systems that lead to nowhere or lead to deeper nowhere or whatever, but the point is, he's stuck there for like years and years and years, and while the main gods are out and about helping humanity flourish and help them, guide them to become whatever they can and stuff, this dark god is like alone in this darkness, and so he starts creating monsters. He's basically like taking, I'm not yet sure what he's taking. I'm thinking like he's probably taking spirits or something along those lines, but he's basically creating like short-lived, kind of like clay-esque monsters. That's besides the point. Like that might play a role in the future, but we'll see. In fact, I might actually have to cut that out because I don't know if that's giving too much away. But anyway. So this god he's there, he's doing his thing, and one day he finds a way out. And when he does, he basically comes across the gods, and it doesn't go well. You see, this god, he's too scared and too angry and everything, and he's a force of destruction a little bit. And so these gods kind of come in and they're like, no, chill, They're like, chill out, bro.
What the hell is even that? Hey, you're trespassing on my property.
Daddy, chill.
You can imagine how that goes down. And like I said, I don't want to get too in-depth in this, but I will say that the gods decide to basically adopt him because they realize that, or rather than realize, they just come across this like mysterious god, and they're like, okay, there is no way that you were made out of like nature or whatever. You're definitely like a long lost brother of ours. And the point is, they decide to adopt him and try to, bring him into the fold, if you will. And drama happens. Maybe there's a war, maybe there isn't, I'm not sure yet. But at some point, what I will say is that the gods and this dark god have to have a showdown. And in doing so, and this is like the really cool part, there is like, think of this like the most anime type battle. Right, like it's super destructive and super like up there, you know, and like it's a spectacle, and it's like another apocalyptic event. And I won't say what happens, I won't say who comes out alive, I won't say who wins. I really want to keep this a little bit hidden, but what I will say is that because of what happens, a good, like really good chunk of rock from the earth gets lifted into the sky and remains there. And by like rock, I don't mean just one, I mean like countless pieces of rock. So that is what I'm really excited about. I know I'm being super vague. I know I'm not really making much sense right now, but it's something that I want to keep hidden a little bit for later. But I will say that in the last video, I mentioned that there was going to be a very important geographical element in this world. And I will say now that yeah, there's going to be a sky element in this world, and I don't think I want to say much more, you know, just I don't want to really like explore that just yet. I want to keep it a little vague. Life has been a little weird lately, but I think I've reached actually no, it hasn't been weird, it's just been busy. Like I had, you know, my siblings come over from you know, another country, and I don't know, the point is it's just been hectic a little bit, so I haven't been able to really do much yet. But if you were able to see my notes, you would say, oh wow, he actually did write a lot. It's just I'm being really vague about it because I really think that there is a potential for a prequel story in this section, and I don't really want to spoil it, you know, but just know that you can expect, you know, from this world, you know, land, right? And I don't want to say much, but potentially a sky land. So yeah, without further ado, I think I will just leave it at that, and I'll come back for the next one with more information. But yeah, hang in there because I swear to God that this is really, really good and really exciting. I just don't want to share too much just yet. And I'm still like figuring out, you know, how much I should share, how much I shouldn't. If you guys really want me to, I could be potentially persuaded to give a little more details, but I'll try to keep it vague because like I said, I don't want to spoil much. But I'm thinking that maybe, I don't know, I can make some sort of like timed post thing where it's like, okay, I'll share more for this amount of time, and after that it's gone, and whoever read it, and whoever didn't, you know? But yeah, so without further ado, that'll be it, I think, for now. I will come back probably next week with more, for sure. I'm already thinking about like factions and other things. I'm already like working on, I think, up to the second age of the world, and it's really exciting, and there's a lot of history left for me to explore, you know. But for sure, this first part, I know that it's super vague. I promise that it's not only because of the prequel elements, it's also because there might be a role for this section of the story might play a role in the actual like story when the book comes out, that I think if I give too much away, it might spoil some twists and turns that I'm thinking of. So I'm really sorry for that, but yeah, next time I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that I will have more to share about this world. But anyway, I'll leave it at that for now, and I'll come back for the next video soon, and I'll see you guys then. So stay tuned. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, and if you want to share the video with anyone, that's also really cool. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.